Today we are going to be demonstrating how to put together a double stacked bun. So for starters, you'll want to have your ponytail nice and high, just a regular ponytail, kind of sitting at like the crown of your head, so that when you do your rolls, it will be visible a little bit in the front, but not so high up that it would be like on top of your head. So to do these rolls, there's a couple different ways you can do it. I generally do it with my fingers, but you can also use something circular. So you can use like the back of a brush or a lipstick roll or some other circular thing that's about this circumference. And so when you're dividing this up, you'll want to divide it, I like to think of it as dividing it into about 5 parts. So this bun that I'm going to do is going to have a base of 4 rolls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it will have 3 sitting on top. The reason we do 5 is because the top rolls are going to be really little, and we don't want too much weight on the top so that it would squish the bottom rolls. So generally I start with my first top roll, and depending on the thickness of your hair, you'll kind of want to assess what is going to be about 5 rolls. I know for mine and Miss Jen's hair, it's about this much. And especially if you have layers, it'll be really important to have some gel sitting close by, because we want this to end up in a nice circular roll and not any hair sticking out. So I'm going to take my clump of hair and just a dab of gel, and I'm going to focus on the ends and kind of make sure that it all stays together so it's a nice stick. And then I'm going to take 2 fingers and start a little circle. Sometimes you have to roll the end a little, roll the end a little bit so that it stays all together. And I'm just going to take my fingers, whoop, here's a little spray. I'm going to take my fingers and just roll it down. And then you have this roll sitting on top, like this. So you have a nice circular roll, and you're going to take 2 bobby pins and secure it, just 1 on each side. Like so. And then we're going to do that for the rest of the base ones, again about that same size. And this time I'll go ahead and demonstrate with the circle, or in this case I'm using a brush. So again, we're still going to get that nice and gelled up. And take this brush and we'll literally just wrap it around. This, and I'll pull it here. Hold on. So there we have our second roll, which was done with a brush. So still the same thing. We're going to do 2 bobby pins, 1 on each side. Like so. And then we'll jump over to the other side. Get our gel. And you can gel like the whole section. I usually really focus on the end so that it's nice and stiff. So you can see your hair is like not moving. So that way it gets nice and stuck together, and then you don't have all these flyaways as you're trying to roll these circles. And if you're using your fingers, I recommend using your 2 pointer fingers. And I'll demonstrate in just a second what that kind of looks like up close. So if you're doing your fingers, I usually do a roll that's kind of like this. So you just kind of circle your fingers like that to create a nice roll. All right, so we have our last base one. So at this point, I should have about 2 sections left. Remember, we're going for 5 total sections. So I'm just going to divide this last one in half. I'm just going to throw that over there so it's out of my way to do this last one. All right, so now we have our base. So we have 4 rolls, and at this point, you're gonna wanna just double check them because this will be kind of the last opportunity you have to check all of these on the bottom. And just make sure that they're nice and even and really secure. You can always add more bobby pins if you feel you need them, but now we're just gonna go ahead and move on to the next layer. So generally, we do 3 on the top with it kind of being like a triangle. So you're gonna have 2 on the top like this and then 1 on the bottom. You can switch it up however you want, do 2 rolls, whatever works best for your dancer's hair. I normally do 1 on the top and then 2 angled on the bottom. Yes, or that works as well. For this top layer, since it's on the top. I generally like to separate it out just right from the get-go, so I know I have 3 nice even sections. So we have that there, and then we're just going to repeat the same thing. On this top layer, try not to touch the bottom layer too much, just because you don't want to squish them as you're going here. So I generally like to stay up when I'm doing the gel. And again, you're going to want to be really gentle with these on top, not to smash the bottom too much. And you're just going to do the same thing with 2 pins on each side. Again, being a bit gentle, so we're not smashing the bottom rolls too much. But you still want to make sure that that roll is nice and secure on the top. So there we have our first mini roll on the top. And we'll just keep working our way around. And you want to roll away from the ponytail. So if you're rolling these ones that are going on the back of the head, you're going to roll towards yourself and make it so that the roll is rolling away. If you're doing the ones to the front, you want to make sure that those are rolling towards the dancer's face. All right, our last one. Again, you can play around with these a little bit. Top ones are a bit more challenging because they also are attached to the ones on the bottom, but there you have it. We have our double stacked bun.